with everything, you can do things to an excess and not do it properly, or do too much of one thing, you know, just like an apple. If you eat 30, 40 apples a day, at some point, it's not going to be good for you, you know. So everything has to be done that's healthy in a moderation. Like folks say, everything in moderation. Everything in moderation is not necessarily true. Everything good in moderation. Yes, did. So 1 second. She had a question.
In reference to you were saying about the light and resting and things
yes.
like that, what would you recommend for babies? Because my daughter doesn't seem to like to be in the dark.
She doesn't seem like to be in the dark.
Because I have to have a night light. I sleep with a night for the night time. So,
Well, does she sleep? Yeah.
I can fall asleep with her, so that's the thing about it.
Oh, all right. I was going to say she probably maybe a little scared, and so I would say have her sleep with you. I think she would probably be less scared, in my opinion. I don't know, but she'd probably be less scared if you were there.
We sleep in the same bed.
Oh.
So that's the thing. Even though I take off the light,
Right. So yeah, this that's interesting because you know, yeah, something. I know something technologically, maybe like say a timer or whatever it is. Because it's interesting if you think like if we were somewhere where there wasn't any lights and stuff like that, ain't no chance. You know, if you're scared of the dark, you just kind of would have to learn very quickly. Right, but even maybe that night light, if it's not like a major light like this, yeah, just a little, yeah, night light, yeah. A little light. Right. So, you know, with that, try to do as best as you can. You know, everything here, I'm not trying to tell anyone to beat them up. If they beat themselves up, if, you know, they do, like sometimes folks are on a fast and they may slip. You know, the flesh can be weak sometimes. The best thing you know is that you know what's right and try and do as much as you can, especially when you have the right information. You know, like folks said, they know better, you do better. So when you know better, work to do better as best as possible. I'm sorry. You have a question? Because you asked a question. Remember, get the young man.
It's hand pain in him. So this is trying to exercise.
Sorry.
How you talk about the health stuff? How often can you drink like the grass root with garlic water? You know they mix the grass with garlic.
The wheatgrass and the garlic.
Yeah. How often can you drink it in a week?
Daily. Couple times a day. You know, it's food. You know, it's
a food, but then it's something to help keep your pressure down, but you don't want you to go down too low.
Too low. I mean, each person has to almost in a way regulate themselves. Because even with my private patients, I may tell someone, you know, take this tea twice a day. But they know this when they take it once a day is good, but if they take it twice a day, it kind of throws their body off. So you gotta self-regulate. You know, each person is their own doctor. You know, you're with yourself 24/7, 365 and a quarter. You know, so for me, a person may see me once a week. And so I can kind of steer in the right direction and give you some info. But with that, it's all part of learning yourself. You know?
Sometimes I take it 2 times for the day.
Right.
And then, can I get me? Go ahead. You know? So that's why I want to know how many times a week you should take it to like control yourself.
Yeah, with that, I'm not as familiar with that remedy. I mean, I've heard of that, and I know folks that, you know, just put, like a clove of garlic in some water and just leave it in the refrigerator or something like that and drink a little bit during the day, or are you talking about something else?
The
wheatgrass.
With the wheatgrass.
Uh-huh.
There you go by the health store.
But the wheatgrass is very strong also.
It's strong, but it's not that strong still.
Uh-huh.
So it's kind of helped me to keep my headaches away and all that kind of stuff. But then I want to know like how much you could take.
Probably, I mean, however you're doing now, if you're finding this helpful, it's helpful. You know, like I wouldn't say overdo it. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to like avoid your question or anything like that. I mean, it's relatively new to me. Also, what you're asking, you know, I'm not as familiar with that remedy. But generally, with remedies, I tell folks to take them 1 to 3 times a day. You know, depending on a person's condition, you know, with their health. Some folks, you may take something in the morning and before you go to bed. Some folks may take it right before each meal or right during each meal if they eat 2 or 3 times a day or once a day, however it is. So with that, you know, I would tell folks oftentimes to start out with once a day and see how that works, and then twice a day and see how that works, and 3 times a day and see how that works. And you may get to a certain point where 3 times a day may be too much, and then you take it twice a day, and then you take it once a day or once every other day just to regulate the body. So that answers your question. So, Didi? Yes?
I had 2 questions. The first question would the colon cleanse help your headaches to go away?
It can help headaches to go away.